That's the Langston River. Used to cut all the way to the wild. Think it was bad then. The Langston River flowed free and wild till the calamity drank it all up. Maybe all that water just grew wings and flew off.
So I haven't mentioned it before, but all of the character models, the kid and all the enemies, do look like they're 3D, but they aren't. They're actually doing it the old method, which is to pre-render all the animations and then just turn them into sprites. Oh.
Riverbanks swarming with windbags. They're so bent on finding the core, they hardly notice the kid. Lucky for him, a certain famous ferry barge is still afloat. Weepin' Nellie. She'll send some squirts crying home as she leaves port. Maybe Nellie knows the way to the core. Maybe she can slip right past all the clamor on the coast. Or maybe not. A security skiff pulls up portside. Nellie's just another windbag to those guns. Just then, the windbags notice who she's sailing with. They're pretty steamed about what happened at Cinderbrick. They try to cut her off. They try to slow her down. They try to knock her out. Well, Weepin' Nellie tries harder. Try as she might, though, she hits a snag. Kid's gotta help her get untangled. Favors for favors. At least she picked a good spot for a break, 'cause the core's right there.
So there's no new weapon here, but they do throw an arsenal at you. This is because the game is just about to introduce a new enemy type that's kind of annoying, and I think they knew it. I think they knew that you probably would want to switch over to the shotgun at this point. Because, let me tell you, these guys can be pretty annoying. Also, some new secret skills. Let's go with Scrap Salvo.
Then the kid hears an unusual sound, like 100 flapping wings. Peckers.
So peckers are small enemies that swarm you in huge packs, sort of like the squirts, except they're a lot more annoying. Because once they see you, they start pecking, and they don't stop pecking, and they don't go away.
They've been watching his every move. They had their own eyes on the core. But why? Well, kid ain't got time to think it over just yet.
You can see that they burn through other enemies really fast.
He finds Weepin' Nellie raring to go. Turns out she's got a special surprise for when the waters get rough. She's gonna need a little help with all them peckers. Crafty things think they're king of the roost now. The rest of us only wish we could fly in times like these.
So peckers aren't too bad with only a couple idols on, but when you're doing an all 10 idol run, these become the hardest enemies in the game that can kill you the fastest. It's the worst.
Security skiffs keep on coming starboard side. Don't seem to care what they shoot, as long as they hit something. He takes a hard hit, but he ain't finished.
Also, yeah, like I said, they can burn through health really fast.
The windbags get an even better idea. Get aboard one of them skiffs like some kind of St. Lundian privateer. They aim to smash Whipping Nelly to splinters. Well, it all proves too much for poor Nelly. She's just gotta make one last stop. With her last breath, Nelly gets the kid to solid ground. Solid ground in pecker country. Seems the calamity ain't hurt the peckers' appetites. They want that core real bad. Kid shoos them off, knowing they'll be back. Know how many times Kid nearly fell off the barge back there? A good couple of times.
So there is a more badass quote for if you don't actually fall off ever, but I kind of like it more when you actually fall off. But yes, the reason why peckers are the worst, aside from the other things I've said, is even when you're guarding, you get a huge amount of peckers around you. Some of them will be so close to you that they're actually a little bit behind your shield's hitbox, and so that even when you're guarding, you'll still start taking damage. Ugh. There are also other different types of peckers. I killed 2 large ones earlier. They don't peck at you repeatedly, they just charge at you. They're a lot easier to deal with.
Now, listen close. You should remember this next part. Why go to Prosper Bluff? Used to take an enterprising man or a plain old fool to venture out that far. The city was the most beautiful place in the world. We all knew that. But on the other hand, some folks just yearn to see the things they're told they can't. And that's why you go to Prosper Bluff, ain't it? There the kid hears something he ain't heard in a long while. How's it go again? Yeah, that's the one.
And that's the third type of pecker. They just stay back and shoot needles at you. Oh, one other note. I have that uppercut upgrade. Only when you have the uppercut upgrade equipped, certain objects like these gates will actually jiggle a little bit when you hit them with it. Also, shield countering doesn't really seem to work on the small peckers. Also, the timing's pretty much impossible. If you actually counter a pecker, it's just because you did it by accident. Whoops. Let's try that again. That was weird.
Well, no point explaining what happens next, right? Suffice it to say, kid ain't coming home empty-handed. And besides, it's like the song goes.
Someday your bird is gonna fly. Gonna build that wall until it's done.
They'll be here before too long. We darn near celebrated when the kid got back, didn't we? Zolf never thought he'd see a fellow Ura again. We become fast friends. Calamity has that effect on people. But there was more to be done. There was one last core to find. Kid's surprised when I tell him there's only one core left. I shouldn't have believed it either.
Well, we only have one structure left, and it's the memorial. The memorial is a place contains all the game's vigils, which are just little mini achievements, and completing them gets you extra money.
The memorial. Here, kid can pay respect to the old world and earn it in kind.
And, well, we automatically get one just for building it.
The valediction. Just another one of my sketches. Nothing more.
I've also got one for getting first prize on 7 proving grounds, which it gets us $5,000. Getting 15 mementos, 20 secret skills, making 13,000 chunks of land reappear in the levels, killing 15 different species of enemies, several achievements for being good with weapons.
Words can't express what happened, but they're all I got.
Now, we've got a new survivor here. Her name is Zia.
Most of the Ura never got a taste of Caelondia's fine goods, unless they were born and raised in the city like Zia here. Sure, the world's all gone to pieces farther than the eye can see, but leave it to this gal to point out the amazing view. Girl tried to run away from home one time, but the marshals stopped that, didn't they? So many secrets in there and she can't even read it. Her father's own journal. If only I'd known half the secrets of the calamity were tucked away in that book, I'd have worked to translate it right away. A scientific journal written in Zolf's native tongue. He learned so much from it. Too much.
Well, here's an upgrade I really like for the scrap musket. It reduces the penalty to long-range damage. I don't know if it just completely takes it away, but the tail end of your shotgun hits will do almost as much damage as at point blank, which I really like when you combine it with the range upgrade.
To master the musket, you gotta get rid of the recoil. A bow ain't much good in a crowd, but a musket sure is.
Let's see, are there any more that we could try out? No, we've tried them out. Tried all of them out.
A sip of lunkhead liqueur will toughen you up. Too bad it's like drinking a saddlebag. We tracked the final core beyond the city to the wilds.
Well, next time we'll finally get the game's last core. See you then.